Beloved friends, I welcome you to my session on English matters. My today's topic is active learning. Active learning has got many effective and engaging strategies, and we are going to discuss all those. At the very outset, I would like to tell you the highlights of this presentation, including mnemonics, inductive and deductive thinking. What are the points we are going to discuss? Importance and clear concepts of active learning, difference between active and passive learning, importance of active learning in the light of NEP 2020 and NCF 2023, terms associated with active and passive learning, effective key strategies of active learning, then ELO means extended learning opportunities, 3-tier assessment techniques, theme of Teen Dost, story by Indu Harikumar and Eklavya, Alap model, classic inverted U-curve and main parts of the brain and actions, cold cycle or experiential learning, revised Bloom's taxonomy, role of adrenaline glands and hormonal secretions, top-down and bottom-up methods, ICAP framework, and about the human heart too. These things will be discussed threadbare. Dear friends, we know that our children do not learn by being told. Then how do they learn? They learn by doing, they learn by exploring things, they learn by understanding, and finally by reflecting. So these are the 4 components: doing, exploring, understanding, and reflecting. And these components strengthen learning. Now, main motto of teachers. What are the main things before them? So, number 1 is to understand active learning strategies, to implement suitably and enhance student participation, to promote deeper insight among them. So, their prime focus will be on these 3 things. Now the question arises, what active learning is? So what really happens in this? In active learning, we involve students directly in the process of learning. And what methods do we use? And how do we do it? We do it through collaboration. Collaboration is a kind of coming together and doing. We call it collaborative pursuit. Then discussion, and then problem solving. We also foster deeper understanding and retention of knowledge in the classroom. It's beautifully said. Reading without assimilation is mere abortion. We have read but not assimilated anything in the mind, it has gone waste. Assimilation in Hindi is called Atmasat Karna. And this really happens because of reflection. When we reflect, our learning becomes stronger. Now, real importance of active learning. It has got deep understanding, We understand the topic very effectively, very clearly. And then creative and critical thinking skills. It develops creative and critical thinking skills. We can analyze, we can interpret, and we can present the things according to our own way. Then practical application of knowledge. Practical application of knowledge means children have studied, but they have to use their knowledge in the real life situations. Then this strengthens learning component. Look at the difference between traditional learning and active learning here. It's important to know this very clearly. So look at the screen here. One side I put traditional and the other side active. So traditional learning has got individual work, and then it is teacher-centered. Active learning has got group work and it is student-centered. Then look at here. In traditional learning, what do? We teach through lectures, and then there's a kind of rote memorization, which is not very effective. And in active learning, we teach through activities in a peer group for conceptual understanding. NEP 2020 clearly states that now the time has come to shift from rote to conceptual understanding. In traditional learning, there is less engagement of students, but in active learning, more engagement of students because they discuss in the group and come to the conclusion. Everybody participates, everybody speaks, everybody discusses, and then comes to the conclusion. Traditional learning has got formal exams, but in active learning, we have now self-assessment and formative assessment. Now there are two words, deductive thinking and inductive thinking. So traditional learning has got deductive thinking and active learning has got inductive thinking. So let's talk about deductive thinking first. Dear friends, it is a top-down process. I'm talking about deductive learning. It is a top-down process, means here we go from general observations to specific conclusions. And this is called deductive thinking. Once again, I want to tell you, it is a top-down process where we move from general observations to specific conclusions. Come to inductive thinking. Here, this is a bottom-up process. Bottom-up process, and we move from specific observations to general conclusions. This is the basic difference between deductive and inductive thinking. Now next, it's important for us to know the words associated with active and passive learning. Then this will give us a better insight. Active learning has got active participation, engaged, empowered, motivated, excited, has fun, and has a deep conceptual understanding of the topic. On the other hand, passive learning has got passive participation, means not with full mood, not with full energy. And here, children are disengaged, they are disempowered, they are unmotivated, unexcited, they have no fun at all, no fun element, and they have superficial understanding of the topic. So these words of active learning and passive learning will tell us which the better one is. So we shall certainly go to active learning because there are words which are very much encouraging, very much motivating. Active learning versus passive learning. Yeah, this is very important to understand, and this will give you a clear picture. Active learning connects learning to the world. Children get a lot of exposure to the world. But passive learning isolates learning from the world. It is a kind of isolation. Under active learning, what happens? It accepts responsibility for learning, and here avoids the responsibilities for learning. Under active learning, children get opportunity to explore, question, and reflect. But under passive learning, approach is passive. In fact, it is a kind of zombie-like acceptance. What is zombie-like acceptance? Means where an individual passively accepts a situation or decision without emotional reaction. That's why we call it zombie-like acceptance. Active learning has strong intrinsic motivator. It is a strong intrinsic motivator, and here it is externally motivated. Here, more use of intellect, and here, less use of intellect. Here, the teacher, comes prepared for class, and here, under passive, the teacher comes unprepared for class. It means the teacher is not fully motivated here. Here there is open-mindedness. Children and teacher, they are interested in ideas. On the contrary, they are close-minded and intolerant of ideas. You may also say like this. Active learning enhances long-term retention and deep understanding. When we discuss things, when we analyze things, when we share ideas, we go for long-term retention and we never forget. The learning is lifelong. Under passive, it is a short-term retention and surface-level understanding only. Here you look at active learning leads to critical thinking and practical application. But passive learning leads to memorization without deeper understanding. So after going through these points, you can easily conclude that active learning has got several positive components, and they will help us to learn things in a better way. Subject-specific active learning, what are they, you see? Suppose we are teaching languages. I've given only a few points. So children will get several opportunities. How? They will get opportunity because of discussion in the peer group. They will get opportunity for communication. They will get communication opportunities. They will get peer support. They may do role play, debates, discussions, and then they will have deep understanding. The concept of inclusive education clearly says, there are 4 points, it clearly says. What are the 4 pillars? What are the 4 components of inclusive education? Being there, taking part, enjoying and achieving. Remember, without enjoyment, there cannot be any achievement. So here, children get a lot of opportunities to display their talents. Look at science. I'm talking about the main subjects. Hands-on experience, demos, observations, reflection opportunities are there. And they do all these things. And after doing all these things, they become very confident. In maths also, solving real-world problems collaboratively, They take the questions, sit together, they discuss and try to solve the questions, and then they enhance their practical understanding. In social science, they get opportunity for role play, for debates, discussions, and then go for deep understanding. So, this is the beauty of active learning. Effective key strategies provide ELO, extended learning opportunities. What are they? Think, pair, share. These are the things that will help the children to learn better. What do you mean by think, pair, and share? It has got collaborative and interactive approaches. Children will sit together, they will discuss things together, they will interact with each other, and then they will share, they will go for reflection. Learning will certainly be better. Then group discussion has got teamwork and opportunities to communicate. They learn how to work in a team and how to communicate, in what way they should communicate. Project-based learning, we call it PBL, use of knowledge in the real-world scenarios. We have knowledge, but how to use our knowledge in the real-world scenarios. These are the components of ELO, extended learning opportunities. Then flipped classroom concept. It has got learning at home, then in class, and then personalized learning. And then personalized learning. What is personalized learning? Means learning according to the individual needs. Now come to collaborative learning and peer teaching, and it becomes very effective when we go for reflections. Reflections means children get opportunity to express, and after expression, learning really becomes very strong. Then interactive games through healthy interactions, then hands-on projects through participative approaches, fishbowl methods, that's a two-tier learning. Like there's one circle where the participants sit, and there's another circle, bigger one, where there are observers to observe, and then finally they also communicate with each other, one another. And this strengthens learning a lot. Integration of digital tools, 100%. This really helps in enhancing learning component. It helps in enhanced learning. And then there's the term catechism, very, very important in the practical classroom situations. What is it? Asking questions and eliciting answers to confirm spot learning. Using this method, catechism, the teacher can come to know immediately in the class who has learned, who has not. The teacher can identify immediately because its meaning is asking questions and eliciting answers frequently to confirm spot learning. Beloved learners, let's know about effective three-tier assessment techniques. What are they? There are three techniques basically. One is formative assessment, and the other is peer assessment, and one more is there that is called self-assessment. Formative assessment, peer assessment, and self-assessment. Now there is no focus on summative assessment. Formative assessment has got an upper hand on summative assessment. So we have to focus on these three. Now the question arises, why is active learning important? It is more engaged and child-centric. There's one reason. It provides deeper understanding to the children. It helps in better retention and reflection. Let me tell you, reflection is also called transfer of knowledge. Better critical, creative, social skills and interactions, increased student autonomy, and readiness for future challenges. So there are many benefits when we go for active learning. Our children will improve beyond measure, and that will certainly give us a lot of happiness and immense joy. You have heard about a story of Teen Dost Ki Kahani by Indu Harikumar and Eklavya. You might have heard about it. It's a beautiful short story. Teen Dost, who are the three friends, red, yellow and blue. Teen Dost means three friends. And who are they? Red, yellow and blue. And this book teaches us how to make different colors using red, yellow and blue because they are the primary colors. So these three colors make three new friends. Who are they? Orange, green and purple. Now how do we get? When we mix red and yellow, we get orange. When we mix yellow and blue, we get green. And when we get red and blue, we make purple. Red and blue make purple. Thus, they all become more beautiful and happy. They spread happiness all around. With this approach, the world will become a better place to live in. These three colors are giving wonderful message. Wearing masks of these colors, children may do a role play and display wonderful teamwork. So this is a small story of three colors, Teen Dost. What is that? लाल, पीले और नीले नए दोस्तों की तलाश में निकले थे. तीन रंग, लाल, पीले और नीले, नए दोस्तों की तलाश में निकले थे. उन्हें नारंगी, हरे और बैंगनी दोस्त मिले. इस तलाश में उन्हें और भी दोस्त मिलते चले गए और सफर खूबसूरत होता गया. So the presentation is beautiful, the theme of the book is beautiful, and children will certainly enjoy with these colors. So this is the sum and substance of Teen Dost Ki Kahani by Indu Harikumar and Eklavya. I request you to please go through it and enjoy. There is ALAP model, A-L-A-P, ALAP model, and this is for active learning activity plan actually. A for active, L for learning, and this A for activity and P for plan model. Active learning activity plan. This ALAP model has got 7 components. Learning outcomes, strategy, set context, engagement, assessment, reflection, and reflect and refine. So we focus on these 7 elements or components. First is learning outcomes. It is important to be very clear about learning outcomes. Only then the purpose will be solved. Our strategy should be perfect, very, very clear. Our context must be very clear, well set. And our engagement is very, very important. And then assessment, after engagement, assessment, and then reflection. I consider reflection the most important segment of this. And in the end, 7th stage, you can say reflect and refine. If something is lacking, you may add it. And in this way, ALAP model will become very strong. Now, what is classic inverted U curve? I will tell you its interpretation. People say that they are stressed, a lot of stress is there. They are seen always stressed. This is not good. They cannot go anywhere. Because moderate stress is beneficial for learning. Some stress must be there. It is related to responsibility. So moderate stress is beneficial for learning. Mild and extreme stress are detrimental to learning, we may say. Very important. Otherwise, we cannot achieve anything. The level of cortisol measures stress, that we already know. So, without stress, we cannot show any progress. Moderate stress is a must for showing any type of progress. Classic inverted U curve. Look at the brain actions. On the top, we say top brain. What does it do? It deals with intelligence. The top brain part you see. Look at the cursor. It deals with intelligence, our intelligence. Midbrain deals with emotion and long-term memory. Midbrain in the center, you may see. It helps, in long-term memory. And then there's a base brain. Base brain, it deals with our instinct. The instinct may be literary, the instinct may be sportive, any type of instinct. So base brain deals with instinct, midbrain deals with emotions and long-term memory, and top brain deals with intelligence. You would like to know the role of left brain and right brain also, because they're very important. Left brain, because of left brain here, we find logic, numbers, sequence, and work, etc. This is taken care by left brain, logic, numbers, sequence, and then work, etc. Then right brain is responsible for feelings, a rhythm, spatial. Spatial means related to space, then images, and then music. So this is a basic information, and I think we all must know about it. About top brain, midbrain, base brain, and then left brain and right brain. You all have heard about whole cycle of learning. We call it experiential also, experiential learning. Then we say active learning, and we have also given a name to it, LSI, Learning Style Inventory. That I'll tell you later. First understand. Whole cycle of learning. The first stage is concrete experience. When we do something new, we get actual experience. And this experience is called concrete experience. I would say first time learning, concrete experience we get. Then come to reflective observations. What does it mean? For reflective observations, we go back there, analyze, visualize, we think in myriad ways, and then we learn certain things. Yeah, these are the places where I have gone right, and these are the places I have gone wrong. So I must improve in these areas. So reflective observations means reflecting on experience. That is the second stage. Third one is abstract conceptualization. It is nothing, learning from experience. Remember, we always learn from experience. We think it off and we think about the past. What did I do correctly? What did I do wrong? And then just come for consolidation. Yeah, now I will go ahead in this way with my experience, learning from experience. I learned these particular things from experience and I'll go ahead accordingly. And then we go for active experimentation. Active experimentation means trying out from experience. So whatever we have learned, based on that, we go for active experimentation. Actually, in between, there are certain stages. Look at it. Between concrete experience and reflective observations, we have got diverging learners. What do? They feel and watch. Between reflective observations and abstract conceptualization, we have assimilating learners. They think and watch. And between abstract conceptualization and active experimentation, we have converging learners. They think and do. And here, accommodating or accommodative, feel and do. They feel and do. So what do we do here? This stage is between active experimentation and concrete experience. Accommodating, feel and do. And look at it, I have highlighted it, D-A-C-A, Dekha. He said Dekha. And this complete thing is also called learning style inventory. So what have we seen? We have seen that there are different types of learners. We have diverging learners, we have assimilating learners, we have converging learners, and we have accommodating learners as well. So, good cycle of learning is very much associated with experiential learning, active learning, and children learn according to this, and every individual also learns according to it. We also follow the same thing. Beloved learners, I will now talk about the role of the human brain. And our brain decides our cognitive tasks in ascending order. Cognitive is a brain, cognitive domain is a brain. And what happens here? We think, we forget, we remember, we analyze, we interpret. Many things take place. But remember one thing, these things take place in ascending order. And Mr. Bloom has given this in his revised Bloom's taxonomy. What are these 6 stages? L1 is remembering, then L2 is understanding, L3 applying, L4 analyzing, L5 evaluating, L6 creating. So these things happen in sequential, I should say, ascending order in our cognitive domain. Now, performance improvement through active learning techniques. Through active learning techniques, how will our performance improve? For this also, there are 3 things responsible. On the top part, we have got our neocortex. It helps in volitional control. What's the meaning of volitional control? What comes under this? Conscious approach and intentional approach. These things come under volitional control. In the middle, we have hippocampus, and it is responsible for our memory. And at the bottom, we have amygdala, which is responsible for emotions. And we have to take care of all these things. How can we do? And what can we do? We have to keep our brain healthy. So how to keep the brain healthy, I'll let you know soon. Adrenaline or endocrine or suprarenal glands. They are glands. What do they do? Now we have to understand it. It regulates several body functions such as blood pressure, BP, metabolism. What is metabolism? It's managing energy that comes from food. It's called metabolism. And then the menstrual cycle in females. Very responsible one. Adrenaline is very responsible, very important. It secretes 3 hormones. What are they? Cortisol. It is a steroid hormone. In one way, it is an energy booster. So we have to take care of this aspect. we have to take care of our adrenaline glands. So for that, certain things are there, I'll let you know. Then aldosterone, it takes care of our pH, power of hydrogen. And adrenaline takes care of our BP, blood pressure, I already told you. Maintains great communication between brain and the body, the sleep-wake cycle, and reduces inflammation. Left side is crescent shape and the right side is pyramidal shape. Now, I want to let you know that adrenaline release from adrenal glands rapidly prepares the body for fight or flight by increasing heart rate, opening airways, boosting blood flow to muscles, and sharpening the brain alertness. So what is to be done? We have to do proper exercise to maintain it. Exercise can help control adrenaline levels and improve our mood. So let's do yoga, deep breathing, some meditation, and these will be very effective for stress reduction. In fact, we can call it stress reduction strategies for managing adrenaline. I hope you have understood. Now, top-down approach and one-way approach. Another one is bottom-up approach, specific and analytical approach, you see. What is top-down approach? It's a one-way approach. It is called one-way approach. What do? Break the problem into major components. Look at this picture, top-down. Break the problem into major components. Then refine each component into smaller subcomponents and continue to its maximum simple component, but it has got a short impact. It has got a short impact because it's one-way approach. Then come to bottom-up approach, specific and analytical. Simplify the smaller components like this, you see. Link them to form larger components. Integrate them to complete the system, and this has got a strong impact. So in one way we say top-down approach is a one-way approach and bottom-up approach is a two-way approach, and we call it specific and analytical approach. So these are the approaches. So better we should go for this one, bottom-up approach. Now understand ICAP framework by Michelin Chi. What did he say? Deeper or active learning happens when engagement moves from passive to active. Yeah, we have to be active rather than passive. Our approach must be active rather than passive. So it should be active, it should be very constructive and very interactive. These learning activities are based on the following cognitive engagements. So what are these cognitive engagements? I for interactive, C for constructive, A for active, and P for passive. We call it ICAP framework. It was given by Michelin Chi. Look at here. We just go for sometimes fishbowl method also we follow. Group A, they sit here and observers are in the second circle. They discuss and come to a consensus. Now come to mnemonics. Mnemonic technique. Understand what the meaning of mnemonic is. Actually, the study and development of systems. It is the study and development of systems for improving and assisting the memory. We improve and assist our memory and we call it mnemonic. But there are mnemonic techniques. If you want to make it very effective, we have to do certain things. How to be an effective reader? Think it of. We have to follow SQ3R. Francis and Robinson have given it. S for survey, Q for question, and 3R. What are the 3Rs? Read, recall, and review. So survey, question, read, recall, and review. This will make us effective readers. Another technique was given by Anderson also after Thomas and Robinson. What is this technique? PQ4R technique. P for preview, Q for question, and 4R means read, reflect, recite, and review. If we follow these techniques, our memory will definitely become better because learning is sequential and systematic. There are certain challenges also to overcome while focusing on active learning. Classroom management, teacher-centric to child-centric. It should not be teacher-centric, it should be child-centric. It must be child-centric. Learning will be better. Then there will be no hurdle. Planning and preparation. What should be there? There must be certain activities. A rubric should be prepared. Reflections must be there. Assessment sheet should be ready. And we have to review also in the end. Time constraints to be done within the time frame. Yeah. All the activities must be conducted within the time frame. It's not that we can prolong it for any time. No. That should not happen. Then classroom environment. We have to see that the classroom environment is conducive, congenial, favorable, salubrious. And differentiated instruction is very popular these days. We have to teach children according to their needs, not according to our ease. Then we shall be following differentiated instructions. And then there is technological or technology integration. It's related or linked with facilitations. Technology integration. Technology is helping us in myriad ways. With the help of technology, we can make things better. And one is resistance to change. You know that old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. So it takes time to change the habit of a person. But where there is a will, there is a way. It will happen if it is done systematically. This is a mass shakeout drill during earthquake tremors. One example of active learning I'm giving you. Like in the earthquake-prone areas, we train the children like this. For example, Darjeeling side, Shimla side. We train the children. This is an activity of active learning. So what do the children do? They, in the class itself, they are given the training. Suppose there is a hooter, it is mumbling. So all the children, they come out immediately, keep the bag on their heads, and sit under the desk. And then we give 5 operative commands. See, all will be active in this learning process. First command, you see, drop. So what will they do? They will sit under the table quickly. Then cover, they will cover the body so that the boulders will not fall on their body. And hold on, they will stay there. Keep your bags on your head, and when the situation becomes normal, what do? Immediately they keep their bags on their heads, and then finally disembark. They leave the classroom as early as possible. So this is an activity under active learning. And you will find that the teachers and children have become very active in this activity. This is just a sample for you. Your aha moment, you can go for, you may recall please, yes, really, wow, aha, OMG means oh my God, aha moment. And then thank you very much for your valuable time and support. If this video is of your choice, please do like, share and subscribe it. Thank you very much, dear.